To reach one's professional goals, one needs to come up with a plan. Even though we all know this, we often let the things in our daily lives take our attention away, which makes it hard to make changes when they are needed. Putting together a good personal development strategy can help you see the big picture by breaking your main goal into smaller, more manageable goals. It can also give you a roadmap for how to reach your goals. You'll be able to carefully choose between options and see how your choices affect your progress towards your goals. So if you're ready to start working on your future right now, here are the 9 steps for the personal development plan you can choose. Step 1. Figure out who you really are and what makes you passionate. Alan Levine, a time management expert, once said that planning is bringing the future into the present so that action can be taken right away. Before you can move on to the next step, you need to think about where you want to go. The personal analysis is what we call this part. To start, you need to know who you are, what motivates you, and where your strengths and weaknesses lie. Because of this, the answers to these kinds of questions often seem scary. If you're having trouble figuring out what makes you happy or what you're good at, you can always use a self-assessment tool. But make sure you don't use these tools as a gospel. Instead, use them as advice. Step 2. Make SMART goals. To start making a plan for your own personal growth, you must first decide what your goals are. What do you think your life will be in 5 years? What do you think is the most important thing for your life? Are you someone whose career is important to them, or would you rather focus on something else? These questions don't have a right or wrong answer. Describe what you think are the most important things in your life. These are the goals or the things you want to accomplish in your life. Step 3. Make sure you have the skills for your goals. Have you got the skills you need to do what you set out to do? This part of the strategy is where you work on getting better at what you do. Don't lose sight of what you need. Is there anything you should change about the way you do things? You may have high hopes for yourself that aren't realistic. Take some time to think about how far you have come. It might seem like you still have a long way to go, but when you think about everything you've already done, you'll be amazed at how far you've actually come. Step 4. Give yourself dates and deadlines to do things. It's extremely important to have an idea of when you want to finish a task, because this will help you measure your success and keep you motivated. If you write down your goals and give yourself a due date, you will be more likely to reach them. For example, if you want to buy a house, knowing when you want to do it, it will help you figure out how much money you need to save each year to have enough for a down payment when the time comes. The same is true for getting better at what you can do, learning new things, and getting more experience. And we just talked about the first step to reaching any goal is to write down and give it a due date. Talking to people who've been in your shoes and taken a similar path to the one you're on now is a good way to get ideas about how to reach your goals. By learning about their experiences, you can also get a better idea of the bigger problems they overcame or the strategies they used, which may also be useful for your personal development plan. Step 5. Look for all the possible risks and how you can make money out of them. When you think about your goals, you should first think about your strengths, then your weaknesses, and then how you can improve on them, then the opportunities that can help you reach your goals, and finally, any threats that could stop you from reaching your goals. This kind of analysis is called a SWOT analysis. Note that these challenges could come from the outside world or could be basic skills that you can improve as part of your personal development plan. Your plans to get a PhD, for example, could fail if you don't have the motivation to do it on your own. But once you know you tend to put things off or lose focus, you can set up plans to keep you going. You will be able to do things, make connections with people, and use resources that will help you along the way. These are the chances you shouldn't miss, and you should make a point of seizing them. Step 6. Setting an importance for each domain. You can't get everything done at the same time. Instead, this is how you should set your priorities. A very effective way to reach your goal is to make a list of all the ways you could improve and then ask yourself. Your answers can range from 1 to 5. Question 1. What's the level of importance this has for me? Number 2. How important is it to make these changes right now? Now you will have a much better idea of which areas to focus on first if you add or multiply the scores for the 2 questions about each topic. This is because you will have much more better idea of which areas are either more important or more time sensitive. Don't worry about the other things until later, like next year or even a few years from now. Step number 7. Being realistic. Now that you know what you want your future to look like and what steps you need to take to get there, it's time to put your plan into action and start getting better at what you do. Do some research, talk to people in your network, and look for the resources that fit your needs the best. Whether it's a course, a book, a seminar, or coaching, make sure to carefully look at all of your options and choose the one that will serve you and your needs the best. Step 8. Ask for support. Do you need help figuring out how to apply for a test or how to make a budget? Use the resources that your network gives you. People who can be in this group include friends, family, co-workers, and even financial advisors. Simply put, you don't have to do all of the tasks on your own. Do you need a little more time to work on your PhD applications? You should ask your partner to watch the kids or make you dinner. When you need help, don't be afraid to ask for it. If people around you know what your ultimate goals are, they may be happy to help you reach them. Number 9. Measure your progress. Now, the best way to keep yourself motivated is to take stock of how far you've come with your plan for personal growth. Find a way to keep track of how far you've come. One way to do this is to use a checklist, a digital planner, for example. You could also give yourself a reward every time you do something that gets you closer to your goal. These can be simply milestones. When you keep a track of your progress, you give yourself a chance to rethink the goal you have for your own growth. Is there something you could change that could make things better? Have you recently changed the order of your priorities? Look at the tasks that need to be done in the next 3 months and make a promise to yourself to hold yourself accountable. These were 9 steps to develop a personal development plan. We really hope that you take note of these and add these actions and plans into your life. See you next time.